Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for another edition of the After Movie Special. I am your host, Orlando Wilson, and I just got back from watching Lights Out, the horror movie Lights Out. Something very interesting about this movie is actually based on a short film from back in 2013 that was directed and written by David F. Sandberg. And this film is also directed by the same guy, so I think that's great that this man had this dream and it started off on the small screen and it was good enough that it made it to the big screen. So I'm gonna have a link for that short film that you can see in this video as well. So I think that's pretty interesting to start this movie off with. So it's a horror, but like I said, let's get into it. So the first things first is the synopsis. Wynn Martin, being played by Gabriel Bateman, starts experiencing the same sort of events that tested her sanity as a small child. Rebecca, being played by Teresa Palmer, works to discover the truth. And this brings her face to face with the entity known as Diana, who has attached herself to the mother Sophie, being played by Maria Bello. Can Rebecca uncover the truth? Can she discover it? Can she save her family from dirty Diana? Well, that's what we watched the movie for. What I liked about this movie, about the story, let's talk about the story first. So the story, it kicks right off. They get right into the creepiness so very early in the movie, and I really appreciated that. So they get right into it, and they ask the questions that you should ask in a horror movie. Who is Diana? What is Diana? What does she want? What is her motivation? Where does she come from? They ask all those questions at the very beginning of the movie, and as the movie proceeds, all those questions get answered in, to me, a satisfying way. I didn't really question anything later on that I wasn't supposed to. I mean, she's a spirit, she's an entity. I'm not gonna ask how she got to that level because it's a horror movie, but her story or how she gets there is pretty understandable to me, and it's an interesting take on the genre as well. When it comes to the actors, I really enjoyed Mr. Young Bateman and Mrs. Bello, the mother and the son in this movie. Those actors really stood out to me. The terror in Bateman's face.
Perfect.
When he sees his mom communicating with Diana, it's you feel it. And you're like, man, this kid's a good actor. He never takes away from the story like other child actors can. You're like, oh, that kid's not a very good actor, but this kid is an excellent actor. Maria Bello, who plays the mother in this movie, she does a good job in portraying her insanity. So you feel bad. I sympathize with both of those characters. First, I sympathize with Martin because he has to live with his mom, who's living with this entity that's attached to her. And later on in the movie, you start feeling bad for the mom because she's trying to free herself from this entity, but she can't. She keeps dragging her back down, and I feel sympathy for him. And I like, again, Bateman, the terror that you see in his face when it comes to Diana, but you can see the compassion he also has for his mom, and he just keeps stressing to his sister he's not going to leave his mom. He's not going to leave his mom. He wants to save her, and I really like that. Very early in the movie, we figure out that Diana is a little photosensitive, all right? She doesn't like coming out to play when the lights are on, and they use that mechanic in some very creative ways in this movie, and that just adds to the level of horror. And I like how they kind of up the ante later on in the movie. It's not usually the same. It is the same trick, but they execute it in different ways, and I really like that as I was watching this movie, and I found that to be very interesting as they use that mechanic to create a sense of horror. Of course, because you're dealing with lights and lights snap on, lights snap off. There, of course, are going to be jump scares, and a lot of people don't like jump scares, but there is an eerie atmosphere when you're waiting. You see the character walk into the darkness, and you're thinking, oh no, Diana could come out and get him. So there's that. The atmosphere is created, but of course there are jump scares, just basically because you are dealing with light, and she can move extremely quickly when there isn't any light around. So you have to deal with that, but I liked it overall. The only problem I had with this movie is general stupidity, and that is, of course, expected in a horror movie. I mean, if everyone was smart, if people were smart in a horror movie, you wouldn't have a movie. If they knew the house was haunted, they probably wouldn't go in the house, they would leave, and you wouldn't have a movie. So I kind of expect that. But if I know the ghost or the entity or the spirit's weakness is lights, I'm going to be damn sure I have a flashlight, a glow stick, candle, a lighter, anything that I can light and emits light. I would not be caught without it. I'd have 5 on me. They're pretty cheap, and they didn't do that. I feel like if you're going to fight, if you know this entity exists and you're going to try to fight it, you should at least be prepared. And they weren't prepared. But I guess, again, that creates the fun in this movie. The tension, and if the people are going to survive. Because, you know, if there wasn't any fear that they'll die, there wouldn't be anything worth watching at the end, right? But again, I would not listen. Get a flashlight. Hold your flashlight. You get that little strap. You know, the Wii remote had the little tether. Get one of those, all right, and you'll be good. But they don't like listening. So, but yeah. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. It had some funny parts in there. There was great acting, specifically by Bateman and Mrs. Bellows. There was some interesting. It has an interesting premise, and there was some scary moments, of course. And I like that there was violence and there was gore, but they didn't overdo it. It was very, very, very subtle, but there was definitely in there, and I appreciate it. You don't have to just take my word for it. I have some of my friends that went with me, and let's see what they think about the movie.
I like Lights Out. It was a good movie. Go see it. Thumbs up.
Thank you. That was Alex Tyndall. And now let's go to Josh Kuhn with his opinion of the movie.
Lights Out was actually not a bad movie. It was better than I expected it to be. Just left a little more to be desired from the main antagonist. That's not the right word, is it? Antagonist?
All right. Thank you, Josh. All right. That's what I thought of the movie. I definitely say go and check it out. It's a good date night movie. You'll like it. I believe you will like it. The story was interesting. Make sure you check out the short film that it was based on as well. I say definitely go see it. And if you like the review that you saw today, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know what you think. What movie should I go see next? Let me know what you think, all right? If you did see it yourself, all right? And don't forget, it's not a discussion anymore. It's just a review. It's just me. And I thank you guys for watching. Peace.